Good morning, thank you for joining me today. It's Friday and we've got another wonderful Totally Beads live for you today. So today we're going to be making our Toho Tassel Seed Bead earrings. Really straightforward to do, really lovely colours as well. So it's going to be, I think, a fairly straightforward and quick make, but something a little bit bright to cheer us up. I'm hoping the quality of my downward facing camera is a little bit better. It shouldn't be freezing or too slow or anything like it was during the last live. So hopefully today the picture quality will be okay. I am going to do a full computer and phone update and just check that that's not interfering in any way. It could be my side, it could be Facebook, but I think it was happening on YouTube as well, so I don't think it is. I think it's probably something on my side. So how are you all? You okay? Got anything nice planned for the weekend? I'm going to take you straight over to the website and I'm going to do I'll draw it out for you as well today, just so you've got the measurements and things. You can do whatever you like with this design and you can add whatever colours you want. You're going to get such lovely colours in your pack today, full rainbow. So you can choose if you want to do multicoloured, you can keep it one colour, it's entirely up to you, and you can play around with sizes and lengths and things like that. So good morning, Edward. He says, good morning, everybody. I'm just having a go on the rainbow chainmail bracelet today. It's lovely, isn't it? So you can have a full set, but obviously we've done lots of different types of projects using the Toho Seed Beads. So you might want to make a matching herringbone bracelet or whatever it is. All the comments have come flooding in now, so it seems that you're all here. Good morning to Pauline. Good morning to Diane. Just shared this one off. Edward, good morning to Camille. She says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Nice and sunny day. Hooray. Good morning to Carol. She says, good morning, Natalie and our beading family. Lovely frosty but sunny morning here in Brixham. Good morning to Lucy. Lucy, I hope you had a lovely birthday. We won't sing for you, but I'm sure everyone's sending their best wishes to you. Good morning to Denise. She says, good morning from Pennsylvania in the USA. Thank you for joining us today, Denise. I hope you're well. Good morning to Mina. Good morning to Elaine. Pauline's asking how Kitti is. Hope she's feeling better. Good morning to Linda. How are you, my love? You okay? And good morning to Isla. She says, good morning, everyone. A bit misty and cold in Clitheroe. It's a bit misty here as well, to be honest. I'm peeping through the blinds and the curtains. I've drawn them across. I can't imagine it's going to be too sunny on the mat today, but there you go. I've made sure that we're not having any extra interference. We've already got enough. Lucy says she had a lovely birthday. Thank you so much, everyone. She can't stay. She's got to pop out, but we will see you later on. Good morning to Sheila. She says, good morning, Natalie and fellow beaders. Very overcast here in Washington time. We are. So let's get over to the website. Morning, Trish. And let's have a little look at what you can purchase today to make these lovely earrings. So as you know, totallybeads.co.uk is where we're getting our beautiful products from. And these lives are courtesy of Totally Beads. So have a little click in the video tutorial link, or you can scroll down to categories if you prefer. And today is the tassel earrings. So have a little look at these. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Do excuse me. Okay, so today we've put the products on for you separately because you might already have plenty of ear wires. You might already have lots of ball pins. You might just need to pick up your size 11 Toho Seed Beads. It's entirely up to you. But you're going to be able to make so many earrings out of this, and you're going to be able to do so many different things with them. So we'll start off with the main attraction, which are these kits of 7 colours. Now, the frosted rainbow is absolutely gorgeous. I thought I was going to prefer the silver lined. I actually think I like the frosted rainbow. They're both equally as gorgeous. The frosted rainbow is $12.99, and that's down from £16.20. So in there, if you have a little look, you're getting all of those colours. So they are size 11. You're going to get 7 colours, which will be 10 grams of each, and you can make all sorts of different types of rainbow jewellery. Today we're making the tassel earrings, but there's also been the rainbow herringbone bracelet. So you might already have that. You might want to make a full set. So that is $12.99, and the colours are beautiful. If you wanted to get the silver lined ones, they're only £9.50. So they were £11.70, they're now just £9.50. And they've got this lovely kind of shimmer to them. They're silver lined inside, and it just, I think, makes them glisten a little bit more. Again, you're getting 10 grams in 7 colours of those, and that is just £9.50. So if you wanted to make the earrings that we're doing today, you will need some of those lovely seed beads in whichever you choose. And you can also choose which kind of findings you want to go with them. So you can get the gold ear wires or the silver ear wires, and they are £1.50, and you're getting 20 pairs of earrings in there. So there's loads, and you can also match that with some chain. Now that's just going to make them hang really, really lovely. If you want, I'll show you a little bit more what I'm referring to. I'll show you down on the mat. You can use an eye pin if you prefer to hang them on, but I've used nothing but these ball pins. So again, the gold ball pins are £1.50 and the silver are £1.50, and you're getting 50 pieces in them. So a really big pack for you for such a bargain price. And your chain is 75 pence. Now that's the old chain that we've put with it today. So you'll see it's got a lovely hammered pattern on it, and that's on both sides. And you can, if you get more than a metre, then it's just going to be on one continuous length. But today we are using, I work it out, about 13 links, so each little link. So you're going to make lots and lots and lots out of these. So they are the products for you today. Your chain, your ear wires, and your ball pins, and your Toho Seed Beads are all you're going to need to make these very lovely earrings. So shall I take you down on the mat and we can have a little look and check that the camera's okay? Good morning to Jitty, good morning to Lucy again. She's shared that link for you if you need to have a little look at the tutorial. There is the link. And good morning to Penny, good morning to Jennifer, good morning to Elaine, Francis, Anne, and Gia. Oh, Gia's all the way in Wisconsin, USA. It's 4 a.m. I said that really loud, woke everybody up, didn't I? Good morning, Gina. Thank you for joining me so early. Right, okay, let me take you down onto the mat and I'll show you what we're doing today. Hopefully the camera isn't too fuzzy. I will hold them up. So if you wanted, you can make the colours all one colour. These are the silver lined ones I've used on here. These ones have got like a really lovely frosted kind of matte colour to them, and I think they're gorgeous. I say I don't always tend to use yellow, but I'm actually really loving them. They've got summer bohemian vibes to me. And of course, because you've got all gorgeous 7 colours, you might want to do a mix and do a lovely rainbow effect. Or you might want to mix them, but do each colour on each little ball pin. So I think today I'm going to do this design, but instead of using the frosted, I'm going to use the silver lined. So it's entirely up to you how you want to design these. As I say, you can make them different lengths. You can make them all one length if you prefer. I've worked it out this way. I quite like this look. And I'm going to do a little doodle on a piece of paper. And I'm going to show you quickly in terms of sizes and measurements. So do excuse my drawing ability. So we're going to take one of our ball pins and we're going to chop it down. So we're removing the little ball off the end. and we're going to have that to hang our tassels onto, and that's going to be around 3 centimeters. And then eventually we will curl this up. It is a little bit fuzzy, is it? Camille says, my fave, yellow. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our tassels. So I've chosen 7 because obviously we've got 7 colours, and we want to graduate them in length and bring them back up again. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, not the best doodle, but I'm hoping you kind of get the idea of the length and what I'm going to do. So I want these two to be the same size. So I'm going to put 16 seed beads on each of them. So if you are making ones like this, you will need 2 of the red ones for 2 earrings, but you'll need 16 seed beads on that one and on that one. So again, if you were making them like this, or maybe in all one colour, you'd be making 4 up on the outside with 16 seed beads on, because obviously everything you're doing will be doubled because you're having 2 earrings. So they will have 16 on. The next one I've done as 20, then 24, and then 26. So they're going to graduate and then come back up. They'll be the same size. Now, once we've added this on, I'm going to curl up the ends of my my ball pin, and I'm going to add a seed bead in between each one, and that's going to stop them moving about and sliding up and down on this pin. So they'll dangle and they'll move and they'll have this lovely movement in them, but they're not going to start sliding up and down. And then for the chain, as I say, I'm just going to cut 13 links. So we'll have 6 going up this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th will be what we attach our ear wire onto, and then 6 coming back down, so they will hang evenly in the middle. So this little doodle is basically what we're doing. So that's 13 links. Now you can change the size of this, you can play around and you can experiment. So you might, as I say, want them different lengths, you might want them longer. It's entirely up to you. You are the designer. This is your opportunity to be as creative as you want. And having all of these gorgeous colours means you can make different patterns, different designs, and have a little bit of freedom with it. Diane says, my hands are stuttering. That's not good. I will do an update on this as soon as I've finished. I did do one, but obviously it wasn't good enough, so I do apologise for that. I will hopefully talk you through it so it will make sense. Elaine says it's a bit fuzzy because you have Bluetooth on your phone and it may be fighting with the Wi-Fi. I don't think so. I always have my Bluetooth on because I have it on for my car. I do apologise. Yeah, I will do a whole restart of my phone, and I won't do it now, but I will try and make sure this is fixed for you all. For what we're doing Monday next week, we've got some gorgeous bracelets and earrings for you, so hopefully we'll have that all fixed for you. Okay, so I'm going to start off with making my ball pins. So what you might want to do is straighten these out. These are looking okay, but if you've got a pair of nylon coated pliers or your fingers, if there's any kinks in them, just give them a little straighten because we'd like these to sit nice. You can adjust them and move them afterwards. So I'm going to start off with my red seed beads. So I'm going to put on the first one 16. So I'm going to pick them up off my mat. is 10. What's lovely about using the ball pins is you can just pick them up very easily, like a needle, I suppose. Okay, then I'm going to get to the top where my last seed bead is, and I'm going to put a 90-degree bend in that. They will try and slide up a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to trim off, leaving around 1 centimetre. If any fall off, you can just pop them back on. And then I'm going to hold it with my thumb to keep it in place. And with my round nose pliers, I'm going to hold my pliers up to the end of that pin, so there's nothing coming out of it. And I'm going to give that a little rotation all the way around to make a little loop. If you want to, you can straighten it up. And that will be my first tassel to connect. Good morning, Lorna. She says, hope all are feeling okay or improving. Right, okay, so the next one I'm going to do is orange. So I'm going to try and keep this little rainbow in order. So I'm going to do 20 on the next one. Again, if you're using all the same, you might want to do them at the same time, or you might want to do 2 reds at the same time, so you've got your 2 earrings. It's entirely up to you what order you want to do them in. It might just be a little bit quicker to do them at the same time. So I'm getting the orange seed beads next, and I'm adding 20 onto there. And then I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to put a bend in the top of my pin where that last seed bead is. I'm going to trim off that little excess. Just going to keep hold of the end of that when I trim it so it doesn't fly away. I do tend to find little bits all over the place where I've been cutting head pins and eye pins and ball pins and little bits of wire. And the next one I'm going to do will be my yellow one, and that's going to be 24. So they're gradually getting that little bit longer until we get down to that middle one. So this one, I'm picking up 24. It's entirely up to you. Play around with the length, work out what works best for you, what works with your design. But having these with the silver lining inside of them just gives it that little bit of shimmer, and they really catch the light lovely. So again, I'm going to pop a little bend into my head pin. I only need around 1 centimetre. Don't know if I'm going to need to trim anything off on that. I don't think I will. Yeah, I'm going to trim a tiny little bit off. And then I'm going to curl that up. Putting that bend in it to begin with. One, stops the seed beads falling off, but also make sure that that little loop that you've made sits nice and neatly at the top. Just make sure that's fully closed over. And then the next one I'm going to do will be my green, and there will be 26 on this one. So obviously this is going to be the only one with this amount on. So you'll only need to make 2 up for both of your earrings so they're matching. As I say, they go on really easy. Just slide on. Which means you can just pick them up off your mat fairly quickly. Now having 26 on these means I've got just enough. I don't need to trim anything off. I can just give that a bend and start curling that back round, little movements all the way back up into that lovely little loop. So this is what we have now. You'll see this starting to taper down, and now we're going to taper them back up again. So next one I'm going to do will be the blue ones, and I'm going to pour out 24 so it's matching the opposite side. So pick them up. Hopefully, as I'm still a little bit blurry, I'm explaining this and it's still clear enough to follow. The screen facing me on the laptop seems fine, so it's definitely just my downward facing camera. So pop a little bend in this one. Gonna give that a tiny little trim. And start to rotate that all the way back up to make sure that loop is nicely closed over. And on with the next one. So 2 more to go. So this one is, I suppose it's kind of an indigo colour. And this will have 20 on it again. 3, 4, 5, 6. 10. 20. Pop my bend in the top. Trim off a little bit of that excess and curl that up. So I'm making sure that that ball pin is flush to the end of my round nose, and that will curl it. They're really nice and soft to use, so there's not much pressure at all on your hands, just little motions with your wrist to turn that back up. And then the last one is 16. Now I prepped my pack, as you can probably guess, so I pulled out the exact number I needed, because I thought what we don't want to do is have a morning where you just sit and watch me count over and over again. But that might speed us up a little bit as well. Okay, so my last one, I'm bending that over. Giving it a little trim. And looping that round. So I'm going to lay them out in the order that I want them to be in. They obviously won't be this spaced out, but you can see these two are the same length, as are these, and the yellow and the blue are as well. So now I'm going to take one of my ball pins. Oh, hello Kitty, she says I'm okay, just feeling really tired. We're all missing you, Kitty. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my ball pins. Again, if you want to, you can use a head pin for this, or an eye pin if you think it's a little sturdier. The ball pins I find are really nice and soft, but it does hold its structure and it does hold its shape. And then you can only, you've got the option of just using the materials all from the same pack. So I'm going to trim off the ball. And I'm going to measure that out at around 3 centimeters. You'll want to do 2 lengths, so doing this twice, the same length, because obviously you're making 2 earrings, so you want to make sure that they're the same. And I'm just going to curl one side up. So tiny little loop. You can centre it if you want. I quite like them facing up like a little P, like this. But if you want, you can centre that again. It's entirely up to you. Okay, and then I'm going to pop on my lovely tassels, but with a seed bead in between. So to start off, I'm going to get my red. I'm going to have one orange. Again, it's entirely up to you what colours you're using and how you want to design this, but I think it's nice to have the rainbow running across the top in between each of them. Just going to take one of each colour. Aside from the red, I'm going to take 2 of the red. Hi, Kath. Oh, Robin says, sending, Kitty sending big, I think that's loves from NJ. Is that New Jersey? Hope you're back to feeling okay very soon. Everybody sending you love and best wishes, Kitty. Okay, so I'm going to pop on my red Toho Seed bead and then my red tassel and then my orange and then my orange tassel and then a yellow seed bead to go in between and then my yellow tassel then a green one, green seed bead, blue, blue tassel, and then I'm just going to continue that up until I've had all my tassels on. And then I'm going to finish with another seed bead. So I'm going to finish with a red one again. So they're all sitting on my pin. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold them in place so they're quite close together. And with my round nose pliers, I'm going to start turning this up into a little loop. And then all I'm going to do is very gently, I'm going to hold that with my pliers on both ends, just to make sure they're both sitting and facing the same way. Now, as I say, you can straighten these if you want. I quite like them being looped up like this. And all we've got to do now is add on the chain and our ear wire. And we've already got one lovely little earring. So your chain will come in a lovely long length. It's oval and it's got like a hammered etching on both sides. So again, that's really pretty. It's got a lovely detailed effect on it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 13 links. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I'm making sure that that's an odd number because I want my earring hook to fit in the link right in the middle so they're balanced and they hang evenly. So if you want to make them longer, you can do. If you want to make them shorter, you can do. I think this is just the right length personally. Celia says, sorry to be late, work meetings. That's okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my chain. So I've got 13 links on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I'm going to attach that to both of those ends. So I'm going to take one of my little loops and I'm going to very carefully open it up a little bit, just like we would with a jump ring. Just going to position my nail holding that little seed bead down so it doesn't get in the way. I'm going to attach that on and close that back over. If you wanted to, you could even do wrapped loops on the end of these, but obviously you'd need to attach your chain first. Or you could add a jump ring if you wanted to. I like to use as minimal materials as possible. And I think without the jump rings, they just look nice and delicate. So again, on the other side, I'm just opening that up and closing it back over once I've threaded the chain through. And then I'm going to take my ear wire Camille says, I think the yellow and the indigo colours should have a little less beads to make the shape more defined. The yellow and the indigo. What, these ones? Oh, these ones. Okay. Yeah, you can play around with that. They do look, at the moment, quite a similar length on there, don't they? I have counted my seed beads. They should be okay. But yeah, if you want to make them shorter, you can do. It's entirely up to you, Camille. So then I'm going to open up my ear wire very, very gently. I'm just going to give that a little open towards me. I'm not putting too much pressure on that because I don't want to break that link. And then we should have 6 links of the chain either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 makes that one 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it's this one here I'm going to thread it onto. Trying to do it in shot. Could you use extension chain to hang the earrings from? You can use any chain you want to, I think, yeah. I like this oval hammered one. I think it just, especially with the silver lined, it just ties everything in, I think. But it's entirely up to you what you want to do, Elaine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's my 7th. It isn't that fiddly to do, but I am trying to do it under shot of the camera rather than hold it close to my face. No, we're going to have to hold it close to my face so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then I'm going to just move that little ball back up and close that over very gently. So there you have your hanging tassel earring, and then you're just going to repeat that process again to make your other one, and you can straighten them up a little bit if you want to. As I say, they're nice and soft. So once you've repeated that, you'll have 2 matching pretty earrings like so. Dorothy says, would you have to make sure your loops are the same size or the earrings won't look graduated? I tend to use the tip of my pliers, so I'm just making small loops. Obviously, if you're making really large ones, you want to make them small enough so your seed beads sit in between them. They're not big enough that they're going to open up onto and move over those. I have noticed on this one, I've attached this one with the opening towards me, and all the others, the openings are towards on the same side. So I have made a little error there, but when they're on, you won't see them. But now I know I've done that, that's going to annoy me. I'm going to want to change that round. Elaine says it's a good way of using up all amounts of seed beads. They're very, very straightforward. As I say, I think they look particularly lovely with one colour as well. So you've got 7 colours in this kit. So again, I'm using exactly the same amount on these. So I've done 16 on the outside. So 4 rows of 16, then 20, then 24, then 26. If you want to make them smaller, you can do. If you want to make them all the same length, you can do. But I think it just gives a really nice effect. In fact, I might put these in so you can see how they hang. So I will take out the earrings that I'm wearing. They're not going to go with the outfit, but I like them very much. Are they size 11, missed the beginning? They are size 11 seed beads. I just think they look really pretty. They've got a lovely movement. So as you're walking or talking, moving your head, they've also got a nice little sound to them as well. Elaine says a colour for every day of the week. Absolutely. I don't know whether you can hear that, but they've got a nice little jingle with them. And I think, you can do these on head pins as well if you want, but I think having the ball pins just gives it a nice little finish. Just makes them look really delicate. So as you can see, they're in my ears. They are hanging the same way. You could turn that round if you wanted them to hang that way instead. But I like the fact that they're facing forward. So that's how easy they were. Elaine says, they look lovely on you, Natalie. Thank you very much. Cool, I'm going to give these a bash, says Elaine. Brilliant. So, I talked you through that very, very slowly. I even drawn a little doodle at the beginning to talk you through. You will have a pair of these earrings, both of them made up, I think, in half an hour, 40 minutes, if not less time. It depends how you do them. I think obviously picking up The same colour is a lot quicker than if you do a mix, but I think the mix is lovely. So when I was doing the mix, I was picking up the red one first, so I had them all laid out in my rainbow spectrum, and I was picking up 16, and then I was picking up 20. So they will all finish on the same colour because you'll have picked up the red one first, followed by the orange, followed by the yellow. So the ends of them, they're gorgeous. I think they're gorgeous anyway. So very sweet, very stylish, and something a little bit easy and straightforward for you. I think they just bring a little bit of colour and a little bit of joy into the everyday. Look, I'm going to put them on. Where's it gone? I just think they're lovely. Obviously, if you're going to do a rainbow one, doesn't matter what you're wearing because they're going to match with everything. But if you've got, I don't know, a favourite blue top, you might just want to pick out the blue. You're going to have so many. I think, what was it, 50 ball pins in your pack? I've used 7, so 14 on each pair of earrings. So you're going to get lots of these if you wanted to just make earrings with them. You don't have to do 7 tassels. You could do whatever number you wanted to. You could just, if you wanted to make them less, you just need to make that ball pin, which is connecting over the top, that little bit smaller. Kath says they're very pretty. Ooh, that's a good idea. Elaine says they'd look good for Pride and the rainbow ones. Yes, they will. So thank you very much for joining me today. What have we got for you on Monday? Would you like a sneaky peek of Mondays? I don't know how good the camera's going to be picking it up. Where have I put them? So Monday is Monday. It's Friday today, isn't it? We are making beautiful rhinestone bracelets and earrings. Would you look at them? We've got some gorgeous colours for you. I think this might be my favourite. And of course, you can make lovely little earrings to match. You can design these earrings to match however you want. And the colours in them are just so pretty. So they are Monday's project. Camille says, yes, please. Thanks, Natalie. So yeah, please join me on Monday for that because we're going to be making them and they're going to be very, very lovely. And then I'm not too sure whether Kitti will be back with you on Wednesday. Fingers crossed she'll be feeling well enough to join us and share her expertise with us all. And then Friday, I've got something very special and a bit different for you, but we'll save that till next week. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a very lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and yeah, have a good one. So take care.